Hi there! So, I've decided I'm going to do a remake of the video I put online last week where I reviewed all the books that were on my Kindle, and this took maybe, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and then once I was finished it was in pitch dark. So yeah, I'm going to keep that video online, so if you want to see how dark it gets in Leon in 10 minutes then you can go see it. I'll put the link in the description bar. Yeah, it's going to be exactly the same, but it's going to get dark. Like, just seriously, it's dark. Okay, so this is just going to be a review of all the books I have in my Kindle, just because I like my Kindle and I like books, and I know I'm always looking for book recommendations, so I thought I would do this and I'd do it again. So I've got the same t-shirt on and everything from last week, and even the same lipstick. The same t-shirt mainly because I slept in it last night, and the same lipstick because I like the lipstick. Yeah, and I need to get dressed and have a shower. But okay, so on my Kindle, this is just the basic Kindle. I think it's £59 or something like that, from Amazon, and I love it, and I think that's, to be honest, that's all I need. Like, I don't need a fancier one. And the cover I've got is it's by Run for Covers, and it is Alice's Adventure and Wonderland, which is my favourite book, and as you know, I got that for my Christmas last year. I got a beautiful Barnes & Noble's leather-bound copy of it, and it's beautiful. Okay, so the first book that I've got on my Kindle is Life of Pi by Jan Martel. This is a really good book. It is quite meta, so it is good if you've seen the film, but it's also quite different. So it's a bit more heavy going than what you might think if you've seen the film. Like, it is quite meta, and it's kind of, you know, philosophical as well. And it's, you know, my mum thought it was a bit heavy going and a bit pretentious. She didn't like it, but I really liked it. Then we've got some of the Game of Thrones books by J.R.R. Martin, and everyone likes them. They're really good. I got these, I think they were like £1 each on a Kindle deal, and I read them ages ago, so I'm rereading them. Just now I'm on the third book again. So yeah, that's them. Next page. We got Les Mis by Victor Hugo, which is an absolute classic. It is so good, but it is so tough. I read it and it took me 9 months to read. Okay, so 9 months to read this book, and it is like, it's heavy going, it's philosophical, it is like a historic study into so many things. It's amazing, but it's not easy. Like, it's not the musical, it's not going to be 3 hours out of your time and then you're going to be, it's a lot going on, but it's amazing. Then we have Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy by Helen Fielding, and this is the sort of follow-up to the Bridget Jones Diaries, and it's like 10 years in the future, and it is not a good book, which is a shame because I really liked the Bridget Jones Diaries. Like, they're such a good, like, light-hearted chick lit like book, so good. This is not good. Bridget's very whiny, she's very, I think, unrelatable, which is crazy because that's what she was in the old book. She was so relatable, but I think she comes across as very, like, privileged and middle class, and woe is the world to me, and you know, whatever. It's not, I didn't like it at all. Then we have, oh, I just put my hand on something. Yeah, I'm in my balcony, so, oh, it's just dust, but yeah, I thought I'd put my hand on something not nice. Then we have The Universe versus Alex Woods. This is by Gavin Extance. This is a really funny book, and I don't normally like funny books, and it's basically about this guy Alex Woods who has essentially the worst luck. Anything that kind of could have went wrong goes wrong, and he's quite interesting. There you've got some questions about morality and stuff. It's a good book. I really like it, and I don't like funny books, which is good. Then we have The Waterproof Bible by Andrew Kaufman. This was not a great book. I didn't like it. It was trying to be kind of Life of Pi. I think I kind of got the, yeah, it was trying to be kind of like Life of Pi, and I feel like it was almost like writing for a film, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe that's just my impression, but I don't know, it's a bit meta and not in a good way and very abstract, and I don't know, or writing for a film or writing for like a prize. You know those books? Yeah, well, it was one of them. Then we have the Wheel of Time books by Robert Jordan, which I love. These are like the ultimate fantasy books, and I always tell people, if you like Game of Thrones, you'll like Wheel of Time, because it's like, it's or Lord of Rings or whatever, and they're just like fantasy for grown-ups. There's 14 books or 13 books? 14 or 13 books. 14. The second one's in the last one's in 2 parts, I think. They're so good, they're big, you can really get stuck into them, which is really good. They're so well written, like Robert Jordan is so well written, and you know, I didn't like fantasy until I read the first Wheel of Time book, and then I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, because I don't like the Lord of the Rings books, and I don't think I would have liked the Game of Thrones books if I hadn't read the Wheel of Time books first. There you go. Then Elephant Moon by John Sweeney, which is a really good book. It's about kind of like British colonial times in Burma, and it's about how it's right at the end when Britain sort of extracted from themselves from Burma, and there is a group of school kids with British links, but Britain doesn't want to kind of help them, so they have to make their own way out of Burma. It's really good. I really liked it. The Last Train to Istanbul is a novel by Ice Kulin. Sorry, can't pronounce Turkish. This is a good book. It is about kind of World War II and the outbreak of World War II and Turkey's role in it, by looking at you know, taking a slice out of it, which is really good. It's very historically accurate, which I really enjoyed, considering this is my degree speciality. You know, I really like that. It's got a lot of praise, and I recommend it if you're interested in the history. It isn't written that well until you get to the last 2 or 3 chapters, which are so well written, but I feel like it reads as though it's a translated work, which isn't always the best thing, so maybe they just need a new translator. But yeah, it reads as though a translated work, which I think is a shame, because it is a really good story and it is written quite well, and maybe we just need another writer. Then we have Before I Go to Sleep by S.G. Watson, which I've not actually read yet. I bought it because I saw the film was coming out and I wanted to read the book, and I've not seen the film, but I've spoiled the book for myself because I read a review and I know what happens. I know what the twist is, so I don't know if I'm gonna read it. I will read it, but it's a shame. And then The Dark Monk, A Hangman's Daughter, which is by Oliver Potch, and I don't know what it's about, but it must have looked interesting because I bought it. I've not read that one yet either. Then we have more Wheel of Time books, and then we've got April's Fool by Blanche Marriott, which is a terrible chick lit. Don't buy it, it's very predictable, it's not good. I got it on loan from, you know, if you're a Kindle Prime, Amazon Prime member, you can get things on loan. Yeah, like 1 book a month. I got that on loan, and so I wanted something kind of trashy to read. It is trashy. Yeah, The Hotel on the Roof of the World by Alec Lesueur, I'm not sure. This is really good. It's another quite a funny book. It is about this French hotelier who goes to Tibet to work in the Holiday Inn in Tibet. It's quite funny. It's set in the late 80s, early 90s, which is a really interesting time for Tibet and for China, and you know, you get a real snapshot into how the world worked and what was going on. So I definitely recommend that. Then we have Game of Thrones again. Oh, and then we have The Woodcutter by Kate Danley. So good. So good. And it's really good. It's kind of gothic, it's kind of fantasy, it's kind of all these twists and old fairy tales, and really good. Very magical. This is a book that I was on the bus, I was reading it when I commute, because I love like that's what I do when I commute, and I missed my stop, so I had to go to the next stop, and I got off and walked back because I was reading it too much. Yeah. Then another Game of Thrones book, and then we have the Oz the Complete Collection, which is all the 14 books of the Wizard of Oz books that are written by L. Frank Baum, I think that's how you say his name. These are classics, and they're children's classics, which I think are the best classics, except from Sherlock Holmes. And yeah, they're so good. This was one of these deals in Kindle where you got all 14 books for like £1. It was really good. I'd get that. I've read 13 of them. I've got one more to do. So I've just started that. I think it's called Glinda. I'll tell you which the book I'm on right now, actually. Glinda of Oz. I need to start it. I finished it last night, the last one. But yeah, so that's all the books, excuse me, that are on my Kindle, and a super quick review of them, and a super quick video, and just to redo what I was doing last week. I also kind of did something like this on my blog. That was ages ago. But yeah, you should always remember to check out my blog, which is www.liquidgrain.co.uk. It's a lot more professional than this YouTube business. This YouTube is just me outside on my balcony with a camera because I like watching YouTube videos and I like talking. Okay, right, I'm gonna go get a shower and do everything like that. Bye!